harm on this person or whatever, right? I mean, I'm sure it has to work like that. It can't be that only one side will work. But there will also be some, I think there will be some repercussions also. Because if you wish harm on others, then I think you attract a certain harm on yourself also eventually. I don't think it is like free, I don't think it is such kind of things are free to do. There is always some implication that you are not taking into account. So yeah, that is my opinion. I don't like to believe all these like chutney babas and all. I consider myself above all that nonsense. But I do consider that, I mean, I do find it amazing that just writing something down and then making it happen, it somehow seems to work for so many people. I mean, that is evidence that if you have some concentration, if you have some mental ability, then definitely there is some kind of magic that we are all capable of doing. So we move on to the next speech. The next speech is given by Toastmaster Hirender, and his evaluator is Toastmaster Prem Prakash. Prem Prakash, can you please uh, explain the objectives of Toastmaster Hirender's? Toastmaster Mohit wants to say something.
Hi, Toastmaster Arjun. I just wanted to check if we already gave time for everyone to share their feedback for
Oh yeah.
Toastmaster.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Everybody, please share your feedback with the Toastmaster Shivani in the chat box. We'll have. I mean, while I was yapping, I mean, I can yap more, but you can share your feedback with her in the chat box.
Thanks, Toastmaster
Uh,
Arjun. I will give 1 minute for that.
yeah. I think we are at the end of 1 minute. Can I proceed? Mm, so Toastmaster Rupinder is going to give the next speech, and I would like to invite Toastmaster Prem Prakash to explain the evaluation criteria for Toastmaster Prem. Over to you, Toastmaster Prem Prakash.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. Morning, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So today we have Toastmaster Harinder Chauhan giving out his next speech, and he's having this pathway understanding communication style. The title of his speech is Moments That Matter, and he has 5 to 7 minutes for the same. And purpose of the speech is to share about different communication styles and identify his primary style. And it will be level 2 that he'll be giving his speech. And so over to Toastmaster Harinder. So Toastmaster Harinder Chauhan, moments that matter, Toastmaster Harinder S. Chauhan.
Thank you, Colonel Prem Prakash. And good morning once again to all my fellow Toastmaster and guests. Have you ever had a moment in your life where you feel everything is perfect? Like the air, the scenery, the company, like scene pulled from a dream or a movie? Well, that happened when I found myself standing deep down in the snow, high up in the mountains of Manali, somewhere in the Baralacha, surrounded by my family. Um, a year back, laughter and the purest wild blanket I had ever seen. This was my joy. I had imagined this from my childhood that one day I would stand and it would be all snow throughout until someone really wake me up. So we started planning this vacation um, with the excitement. We had a couple of discussions what we are going to do along with my family. We agreed that okay, we will visit the one adventurous sport somewhere, and then we'll do some adventurous activity, which my wife obviously opposed. After many discussion and prayer on her part, she finally agreed, and we off to Manali. We drove through winding roads of Himachal. There were twists and turns, tall devdar trees that we witnessed. No one can forget the small stall offering of steaming momos and Maggie, which tasted like heaven in the cold. But the real magic that we experienced was on the second day. We reached Baralacha Pass through Atal Tunnel, and that's when I saw the snow, real, untouched, glistering snow for the first time. And we became kids again who was left in a candy shop. We ran, jumped, and slipped. We played harder than we had in years. We tried everything: snow tubing, skiing, and fighting with the snowball. We even did paragliding. The next day, we reserved for the water sports, and the top of the list was the river rafting in Kullu. We were all pumped up, ready, except one person, and you can guess, my wife. She tell me, my wife is very terrified of water, even if in the swimming pool. It gives her anxiety. So rafting in river, it's it's a terror for her. It's like a horror film for her watching alone. And when we starting the day, she gave me a look, and without saying something, she said, "You know, if I die, it's on you." After some convincing prayers and nervous words, we were off. The raft danced through the rapids, the splashed water. We streamed with joy. It was pure fun. We thought it's a bliss. Until suddenly, we heard it crying, shouting, panic screams. We turned around and saw that the raft following us actually flipped. There were 7 people, they all in the river, crying for their life. They clutching their helmets, some drifting with the water flow, calling for help. In a split of second, our joyful ride turned into a real fear. For a moment, everything went silent, at least in my mind. All I could see were people struggling to stay alive, stay afloat. Our raft guide shouted, "Hey, stay calm. Paddle that, paddle it back. It's going to be okay." We started praying for them. And just like that, within a second, we turned into a rescue team. It no longer a fun ride. It became a mission to save them. One by one, luckily, we were able to pull them into our raft. They were all soaked, shaken, alive. And guess who helped the most? My wife, obviously. She was the same woman. who was terrified of dipping her toes in the water, but now grabbing hands, steering people, and even yelling at one guy that hold on rope properly. That's when I realized something really important. Sometimes we don't have to, sometimes we don't know how strong we are until we have to, no choice but to be. After the cows settled, everyone was safe, the flip draft was recovered, and slowly people started laughing again, nervously like a survivor of a movie scene. And my wife, she sat back, soaked from head to toe, looked at me and said, "Now this is what you call a water sport." That day taught me two things. First, adventure isn't about thrill, it's about how we respond to things that unexpectedly go wrong. Second, fear is real, but so is courage. At some time, courage shows up, not the confidence, but with wet shoes, shaking hand, and with a heart that refuses to give up. So, fellow Toastmaster, whether it's a it's rafting in river, facing your next big fear, or stepping into something unknown, you don't have to be fear. You don't have to feel brave to be brave, because true strength it doesn't always look fearless. Sometimes it looks like my wife, terrified, but still holding out her hand to save someone. Adversity and loss make a man wise, but here we witness a woman has shown more than her terror. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster.
That was a wonderful that was a wonderful incorporation of the idiom and idiom of the day at the end, Toastmaster Hirender. Can we all take a we'll all take a minute to give him some feedback on the speech that he just said, that he just delivered. Can we all take a moment? Okay, we can now proceed to the next speech, which is a speech by Simi, Toastmaster Simi, and her evaluator is Toastmaster Mohit. So, Toastmaster Mohit, can you come to and explain the objectives of Toastmaster Simi's speech?
Hi, Toastmaster Arjun. Yes, I can definitely do that. Toastmaster Simi is giving her project called Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. This is level 2 speech. Her purpose of this project is for the member to practice using vocal variety and body language to enhance the speech. This is a 5 to 7 minute speech. Timer, please note. And the title of the speech is Sky Above, Adventure Below. Would you like me to call her out, Toastmaster Arjun, or would you do the honors?
No, I'll let you have the honor, Toastmaster.
Okay. Okay. Toastmaster Simi, just let's do a quick audio video check. Can you say after me, it's a wonderful day today?
Wonderful day today.
Okay, yeah, you are audible, but a little low in the volume. Let's try it out one more time. It's a wonderful day.
Wonderful day today.
Yes, yeah, it is perfect. So, sky above, adventure below, Simi Garg, Simi Garg, sky above, adventure below.
Thanks, Toastmaster. Once upon a time, there was no Wi-Fi, no Google, no YouTube. No one to answer the epic question, Alexa, what is 2 plus 2? Good morning, dear Toastmasters and guests. I am talking about the golden era of our childhood, when the stick became like sword. Dupatta around our neck will make us Shaktiman. There were no DMs exchanged to arrange the play dates. However, one of our friends would knock our door and would ask, Auntie, can you please send Arush for play? And our parents, they will not chase us around with water bottles and sanitizers. They will just say, go Arush, come before it is dark. We will play. There's no location tracker needed. And yet, we always found our way home. We will play hide and seek, cricket, kabaddi, marbles, or even the potion park. There is no timer. There is no screen time, only unlimited play. And food? There were no negotiation made for pizzas, burgers, or any nugget. Only the universal option. Have whatever is there on the table or sleep like that. Then, now, kids wear knee pads just to ride a cycle. And we learn everything hard way. With scraped knees and few tears. Just to get the reply. Go, get up, nothing has happened. My dear friends, even more surprisingly, I have seen this in my own home, where my elder one, she grew up with the real paper, paints, and poems. We stored her creations in a drawer, not in Google Drive. And my younger son, he is born in the era of Netflix, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram. His world is digital and way too fast. Not only childhood has changed, even adulthood has changed. We, when used to help our kids with the creative work, now we have outsourced everything to ChatGPT. We need a me time with our phones. Our fingers, they need a break from household chores just to scroll. The life has changed. And sometimes I just wish if kids today would just spend one day the way we did. No apps, no notifications. Just sky above and adventure below. Why? Because once upon a time, we enjoyed stars more than Wi-Fi bars. Over to you, Ghostmaster. Thank you.
Uh, that was a lovely speech, Toastmaster Simi. Can we all take a moment to give her feedback for her speech? Okay. Uh, so I'll attempt to speak with my video on for a while. Is my audio clear?
Yes.
Okay. So before we move on to the table topic section, I'll speak a little bit more about the theme of the day. So like one of the most important things that I have found fascinating about the Tantra or Tibetan Buddhist Tantra, especially, is its approach to therapy, I feel. Because as we see in the idiom of the day, that uh, uh, what is it? Actions like adversity makes a man, or something like that. Like basically, that whatever is there in your life, you can use it to your advantage. Basically, that's the essence, right? And I feel like these the Tibetans have lived in a very desert-like environment for such a long time that they just took whatever basic rudimentary parts of visualizations and everything that was there in India, and they just took it to the next level. I mean, honestly, like what is the main premise of modern day talk therapy? It seems to me, I mean, of course, I'm not an expert, but it seems to me like the average or the mediocre therapist, they will like try to dig into your past and try to make you feel that, oh, okay, something bad happened to you. Oh, now you're damaged. Or now it's like something bad happened to you in your childhood. Or now you're like damaged for life. Now you have to keep coming every month to me and pay me 4,000 rupees an hour for the rest of your life just so that you can barely, function properly because you're so fragile. Like, you're so this. And I think that this is a very wrong. I think this encourages a kind of dependence, this kind of a victim mentality, a kind of fragility. As opposed to this, what do the tantric practitioners do? They say, okay, whatever has happened to you on some level, you deserve it. Because if it not have happened to you, because if you didn't do it to somebody in the past, okay, so now that is gone. First of all, you stop feeling like a victim. Okay, you think, okay, I mean, fine, I must have been bad sometime or whatever. Even though it might not be true, who knows? But at least you're not in that victim mindset. Second of all, they tell you to visualize. I mean, the practices of deity worship that they have. I think as Indians, as Hindus or Sanatanis, however you want to refer to yourself, I think we have forgotten what deities were all about. I mean, the Tibetans, when they worship deities, they are trying to visualize them so in such detail, like they are so intricate, their deities, and they are trying to visualize so much so and get the visualization so strong, that they can see that deity in front of them even with their eyes closed, like a complete detail. And so they call this the completion stage of the tantra, where the generation stage, where you can front generate. They call it front generation. You can see the deity in front of your eyes as if it's actually there, and it has all these qualities. It is luminous, it is kind of alive, it is radiant. In the mind's eye, it is very very real. And then the second stage, which I find to be like next level, is that you merge with it, like because the core of Buddhist philosophy, or we want to call it Advaita Vedanta philosophy, or whatever, all these Oriental spiritualities, the core belief is that the essence of the God or the essence of the deity is the same as your essence. So then you merge in your mind at the causal stage, you merge with it. And then whatever is your environment, that all you should treat as the environment of the deity. You should have a divine pride, not that victim mentality of say, oh, I'm this small ant little and the world is out to get me. I need my TV, I need my cigarettes, I need my alcohol, I need this that just to barely go. No, 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 you are a deity. Okay, and then if somebody says something wrong to a deity, how would you will laugh it off, like what are you going to harm me? You should The whole practice of this kind of Tibetan tantra is to uh, have not a single doubt in your head that you are the deity, which is to me, it is like it is almost like insane, honestly. But I feel like that is so much more therapeutic. I feel, and even the basic visualization that they have us do, it's all about saying that any of your flaws, any of your traumas, any of your hang-ups or neuroses, or all of that are just like are just glaciers or are just obscurations of your true nature. They keep affirming your true nature. Your true nature is huge, 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 which I find to be so fascinating. And as we have seen, like we are all magicians on some level. If you intend something, and if you truly if you keep intending, and the practices, the sadhanas that they give, they are very regimented. Okay, if you have taken an initiation, you have to do it every day. There is no, if you miss one day, then now all the benefit that you will get will turn into harm. So it's very serious, and you keep practicing for years and years and years. That's what all those Tibetan yogis are doing when they are locked up in a cave alone. That's what they're doing all these kinds of practices. They are doing practicing this daily yoga. So that is the suggestion that I find this to be so fascinating. I find to be very more honest. And
Toastmaster Arjun, I hope it's not just me, but your voice is once again cracking quite badly for the last 30 seconds or so.
Okay, fine, fine, fine. Okay, fine. How much did you hear? Where did you lose me?
Toastmaster Deepthi, please share. I was a little disconnected. I mean,
Yeah,
distracted.
sure. So, were you talking about deities and how strongly they visualize, and then
Yeah.
moving
So
on
that
to
is
the
what those.
regimen? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that is where the Tibetan yogis are doing for all these years in a cave. You wonder what are they doing in a single cave for all these years. So yeah. So I find this to be a very. I think this should be studied more. I find it to be a fascinating alternative to talk therapy, and this has been figured out for years before, like centuries before. Anyway, so with that, I'd like to move on to the next segment of the meeting, which is the table topics section. And I'd like to call upon the table topics master, which is Toastmaster Megha. Toastmaster Megha, take the stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun, for this lovely remote session, even. And as we know, the table topic sessions are the most interesting and fun-filled session of the whole Toastmaster meeting, where even guests can speak. So today, the theme of the table topic session is that I will give a topic, and any speaker need to speak about it for 1 to 2 minutes. But today there is a little trick. as in the as recently the art of storytelling is very trending in the communication trend. So today I will be giving you one prop, and speaker need to craft a story around it using that prop. That prop can be either a part of the story or a hero of the story. Anyway, the prop should be included in the story. Uh, for example, if the prop is mango, then I can craft a story around the mango, how I used to enjoy the mango during the summers or during my summer vacation, and narrate a story for 1 to 2 minutes, and the maximum time limit is 2.5 minutes. Hope this is clear. Please raise your hand if it is clear. Okay. Okay, and I urge you all to use the word of the day and phrase of the day in your story. So, who would like to take the first story? Who would like to narrate a first story? Okay, Seema Gupta, Toastmaster Seema Gupta. Your prop is mirror. Toastmaster Seema Gupta. Mirror, mirror, Toastmaster Seema Gupta.
Mirror, mirror, tell me who I am, what I turn into be. Ladies and gentlemen, every day we look at our mirrors, don't we? Do we really question ourselves that who are we becoming in the process? Well, ever since I started with my journey professionally, I have found plethora of changes in myself. I became a good human being to a different kind of person who could provide value. On the other hand, in order to run the race, somewhere down the line, I lost the real sense of me. Because down the line, whether it's education field or corporate field or any other field, wherever we have to earn the money or the powerful energy of money is there, sometimes we deviate from our real principles in life. At that point of time, we look at ourselves in the mirror. Do we maintain the eye contact with ourselves? Trust you me. For one moment, it happened with me, where I actually got deviated from my principles. Because in order to win the race of competitions, I thought a pinch of salt is required in order to maintain the balance. But that pinch of salt made me question myself, because no matter what, for me, during the process, what I become is more important than just merely getting success for the sake of it. So, looking at the mirror, I realized this is not I am. What did I do? I am not supposed to be this. Of course, I want to be abundant when it comes to materialistic things. On the other hand, peace of mind is something which I look first. So, in the end, I would say to everyone, look at yourself in the mirror and ask, mirror, mirror, tell me, am I myself? Am I becoming what I want to be? Even if it is going to be my last day, I would say, yes, I lived my life to the fullest and I'm proud to be who I am. I am my best version. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Seema, for this wonderful transformative story, looking at the mirror. Now, who else would like to narrate other story? Okay. I'm not seeing raise hand. Uh, Toastmaster, okay. Toastmaster Rafi. Mm, your prop is balloon. Balloon, Toastmaster Rashi. Toastmaster Rashi, balloon.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Uh, Mega balloons. Whenever you hear this word, it is actually, I get that happy feeling because we all have association of balloons with our childhood. Whenever you pass by a road and you see bunch of balloon in a heart, in a hand of a vendor selling those in beautiful different shapes, it's always you feel like, oh, I found them. I want to catch them, and then eventually you want to release. But when I thought about this, why it's always like you want them, even you are even at this age as well. I feel like I want that. Then, if I look back, it's not the balloon itself. It's like happiness. It's like joy. You know, when you catch that happiness, you keep it with yourself for some time, but then eventually you have to let it go because it's not gonna stay with you always. After releasing it, you can still have a joy in your heart of keeping that memory with yourself, and whenever you got reminded of that moment, you still feel that joy in spite of not having that balloon in your hand. So that's what I, uh, in one of the prompt shared by Deepthi, I came across this thought and I created a story around it and I shared with you all. And the same thing I always kept with me, that there are lots of balloons which will keep coming in my life or your life every day or every time, but it will be temporary. But what is permanent is joy of living these moments. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rati, and I really correlate with your message that joy of living, what is permanent. Yeah, thank you so much. And I had seen raise hand from Shikha. Okay, Shikha, your prop is envelope with a note inside.
Sorry, again.
Okay, your prop is envelope with a note inside or a message inside.
It's envelope, right?
Yeah, envelope with a message or a note inside.
With a message.
Hmm.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Mega, for giving me the topic. Envelopes, I think first and foremost, it takes us back to the memory lane where the messages more than the email or the DM messages used to be conveyed through the envelopes. And this envelope actually had many stories and memories in it. From hearing birthday cards, celebrations of festivals, Diwali, Holi, Raksha Bandhan, to not so good news of somebody's demise. So envelope actually carried many memories, and every time an envelope dropped in, we also thought whether it is a wish or some money order. So every envelope carried a different emotion and a feeling when we opened it. And that is how the envelope is today. It is just that the envelope is now in the mailbox, a small icon. And when a mail comes, we always have that curiosity to see and open it, that what it has for us. Is it the appraisal letter or is it an escalation email? So the feelings and emotions or the excitement of a human behavior stays the same. The mediums have changed, but I think as a human, we always, just like an animal sniffs the place around and then behave or react or attack. Likewise, we are also of a similar species, and envelope brings all those experiences for us. So we should always embrace that's coming our way. And I think the meaning of the medium will change even for the generations ahead. But I think the emotion and the excitement will always remain as it was earlier and now it is, and for the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stika, for the same. And I really connected both the mediums. The earlier how we used to connect with the envelopes in the post box, and now with the email. It was a great story. Now I see raise hand from Colonel Prem Prakash. Uh, the prop for you is old-fashioned alarm clock. Old-fashioned alarm clock. Toastmaster Prem Prakash. Old-fashioned alarm clock.
Right, morning, fellow Toastmasters. Alarm clock, good old days, used to be on my side table, but it was there for only few years as I was growing up. And when it had, the started ringing, so you raised your hand and put that alarm off and then went off to sleep again. Later, as one joined the army, there was no use or there was no need for this alarm clock. And actually, as one got used to this timing of getting up at 5 o'clock and body got used to that time, I think there was this body which rung the alarm and one was awake, got ready and moved for PT. And this continued for quite some time. Of course, now post-retirement, sometimes one does need these alarm clocks, and now the mobile comes in handy. And especially if you have to get up before 5, get up maybe at 4 o'clock to get ready. Otherwise, I think alarm clocks are not required these days. But yes, those good old alarm clocks, I think which Ajanta, or I forget the name, that round alarm clock. So that was quite interesting. And possibly one or two must be lying somewhere in my box. If I open them up, I'm sure I'll find it. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prem Prakash. Even I correlate, even my father has taught me that our body is having a default alarm clock and you need to tune it to that level. So even I don't need alarm clock and my body is tuned to that manner that just need to say at night before sleep that I want to wake up at 5 and I automatically wake up. Thank you so much. Now I see raise hand from Toastmaster Shivani and Mukesh. First, let's go with Toastmaster Shivani. Your topic is camera. Your prop is camera. Camera, Toastmaster Shivani. Toastmaster Shivani, camera.
Okay, the word is camera. Whenever I heard camera, every girl relate this like selfie and pictures, quick pictures. So my roommate is whenever is in hostel, they feel very sick. They are not going outdoor side, and then anyone start clicking picture, she ready and she just comb her hair and wake up and always ready for clicking pictures. And whenever this time, she not feel any sickness and fever, all of them. So everyone was very funny. This is funny thing, and not just now, camera is not for just taking pictures. It's all also for capturing memories. And yeah, this is on my side.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Shivani. Even I correlate my niece. She used to do the same still at this moment. Well, she used to be like a little bit irritated. But when we say let's take selfies, she just catches us. Thank you so much. Now we have Toastmaster Mukesh. The prop for you is map. It can be either any map. It can be Google Map even. Toastmaster Mukesh, map, Toastmaster Mukesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mega. Map. The first, in, the first interaction with the map happened when I was in school. The map we used to find out which cities we belong, which state we belong. It and every exam we have to find out, and we have to score some marks. The first interaction happened during that time. Then later on, come to know we have lots of maps like the state map, some line map, some geographical map. Via map, we used to learn how many continents, where are the countries, what are the places we have to visit. But time has changed now. I saw one of my cousin, he is studying in 6th or 7th standard. When we got map, then we have to find out someone to know which place is this. No, but he using chat GPT or the Google map to find out which place is this. The time has changed now. Earlier, when I visiting some places, like we have to ask people, where is this place? Could you track it down? Then go to this place, take a left turn, take a right turn, you will reach that place. And you should ask some Sarmaji ki dukan or some people, and you will find out the place. But now we have the Google map. We lost those interaction because via that we come to know every new people in the every new society. But now we have the Google map. Even then the Blinkit people come, they didn't ask anyone. They just reached to our flat and ting tong. The time has changed. Now, yesterday I was seeing the government is planning to create a Dizzy pin, like just UPI, just like UPI, I think, just like Aadhaar, where every flat, every society has been a pin in that quite easiest for everyone. The time has changed and now map has changed. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Mega.
Thank you so much. And even I relate to this. I do we have any guests who would like to try up? I see Satish. Would you like to try? Okay, guest Noor Mohammed. Yes. The
Yes,
prop
madam. Go ahead.
for you, yeah, the prop for you is monsoon. Noor Mohammed, monsoon, guest Noor Mohammed.
Thank you, Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters and yes, good day to you all. It was late afternoon and my eyes opened and I was in the jungle. Believe me, this is a true story. And we went for a trip and the tent was gone, everything was gone. And I woke up in the afternoon at around 1 p.m. and it was deep jungle. And that jungle was a place where lions were actually roaming around in that place. And I got very scared, and I don't know where my team was, and it was a panic situation. So I picked up my phone to see what time it was, and it was almost 1. And then out of the blue, there came a person from the right end corner of my vision. And then this person shouted, "There is a lion at the other side of the jungle."
other side of the street. So I took a few steps back and just to recompose myself to see who was this person, right? And as soon as I saw the person, that person looked very familiar. And that person was none other than my brother. And he told, Anna, wake up. I was looking at myself, I'm already awake. And that was June 6th. And I was still asleep, and my brother was waking me up from my sleep. It was such a vivid dream that I thought it was absolutely real. And that day it was raining, and it was the monsoon season. And I still remember this so vividly because it felt as if it has happened. Now, how many of you here in this meeting think that we are living in a kind of simulation? Please raise your hand, right? We listen to a lot of stories that we are living in a simulation, but how many of us really, truly, actually verify what we listen, what we believe? How many of you have questioned your beliefs? How many of you have questioned the news, what you listen on the TVs? How many of you really validate facts? We don't. We take the easy path out. So next time when you listen to any fact, any beliefs that you have, any superstition what you have, think twice, verify, validate, check, and then believe. Back to you, tabletop.
Thank you so much. It was very inspiring message at the end. And with this, I wind up the table topic sessions and hand over the stage to Toastmaster Arjun. Thank you so much.
So thank you, Toastmaster Megha. Can I venture that my video gets started again? Is my voice clear? Yeah, I think I'll. Is my voice okay? Okay. So now that you have one these methods, like a general meaning of
Not
knowledge
okay
of
anymore,
this.
Arjun.
Oh, okay, fine. So now that we have seen one method like in detail, so this seems to be the general method of all the tantras, basically that transform anything and everything into like what is like good for you, like transform anything like what is the purpose of say suffering. Oh yeah, it is to make you understand better that you are creating your own reality on some level. What is the purpose of mantras even? Like it is in a way you're trying to tune yourself to a certain frequency in a way. What is the purpose of these visualizations? It is to create your own reality. You know, one day if you truly, with great concentration and with great insight, you truly intend for good things to happen, then it will happen. What is the purpose of them always being obsessed with the cremation grounds? You know, this is like a constant image with tantric stuff. Why are they always going to cremation? Why do they want to be meditating around dead bodies, half decomposing human remains? It is so that they don't have revulsion or say a kind of repulsion towards any aspect of human life. Like everything is of one taste. Like you will always see this one word that is always there in the text, that one taste. And also we also have in our own spiritual traditions, we have stories of babas or great meditators who will deliberately go with the dogs and eat dog food, who will deliberately live like absolute animals. And these are people who have used to be very educated and all. It is not that they have gone mad. Okay, it looks very similar to what a mad person does, but they are deliberately trying to make in their heads. They are deliberately trying to make that milk and dung. They are both of the same. They are both equally, to avoid any kind of, oh, I like this, but I don't like that. So that is like the essence of the these methods, so that you don't have any revulsion or attraction for any aspect of human. It is all good. All is good. So that is like the obsession with and it doesn't have to be a cremation ground. Like there are now modern tantric practitioners in the United States and Europe and all. They use prisons. They use Holocaust burial grounds. They use any place where a lot of. They use even industrial sewage where a lot of industrial toxic waste has been dumped. They use all these places, to meditate because again, they don't want to always. Again, the principle is the same. They don't want to. They want to cultivate that one taste. I find this kind of worldview to be fascinating. Right now, we'll move on to the next section of our meeting, which is the general evaluation section, and I would like to call upon to Master Mehak to carry forward her session.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arjun, for giving me the stage. Greetings, everyone. Now we are going to start with the general evaluation segment. First, let's start with the prepared speech evaluations. For this, I would like to call on stage Toastmaster Rashi. She is playing the role of evaluator for Toastmaster Shivani. I would request Toastmaster Rashi to please come up on stage and provide her feedback and the evaluation for Toastmaster Shivani's speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mehak. Yeah. Is Shivani there?
Yes.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, did you notice how she was having full control over her speech with very minimal ahs and ums? She was able to do the eye contact properly throughout her speech and came across very confident even when it was her icebreaker speech. I loved how she was so honest about her experiences, about adversaries she faced in her life, and came across with such a honesty and was able to serve the purpose of speech as well, introducing herself to all of us. What I would like to share about uh, the areas of improvement in her speech is when you are telling about your experiences, you're sharing your story. So, to make it more interesting, you can use methodology, you can use some methods and techniques like creating some suspense to the story, then share the story, and then summarize it. If I take an example from your speech, when you shared about your experience of uh, get completing your primary studies in your regional language or from a different medium, and then coming into a English medium school was an adversary you faced, and like what adversary you faced in your college placement times. So how you can bring on suspense here, that what can be more adverse, getting into a English medium college in spite having a background in regional language education, or not getting placed in college placements? And then you can explore your story and expand over it, and then you can summarize it like adversaries and loss make a man wise. Through all these experiences, it made me more stronger, rise above all what happened, and go beyond these adversities. So yeah, this can be your next challenge to whatever you are delivering. Create a story around it, bring in some interesting, curves to it, so that audience will feel more engaging. Overall, the speech was very good. It was your first speech here as an icebreaker, and you did a very good job. Back to you, Toastmaster Mehak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rashi, for providing your feedback for Toastmaster
Thank you,
Shivani's speech.
Toastmaster Ashi.
Thank you, Shivani.
Next, let's move on to Toastmaster Hirendra's speech. For him, we have Toastmaster Prem, who would be sharing the evaluation report. I would like to call Toastmaster Prem on stage to please share his feedback for Toastmaster Hirendra's speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahek. So, Mr. Toastmaster Hirendra is a finance specialist, works with UK-based telecom company, and is a fitness and travel freak, and then also a person who likes adventure. And I realize that there are some of these things which are common. And I started with that introduction about Baralachla Pass, when one has often frequented in the Leh Manali route. And so I could identify some of the common points. And well, he, I think, excelled in his narration and structure. He was quite methodical, as also as he developed his story. The aspect of that adversity and loss makes man wise, at least the adversity aspect, where he and his family did make full use of. So the speech had that storytelling method and with element of thrill as well. And he did add, this hint of humor. Story was also relevant to the topic, that moments that matter. And he made some vivid description of the venue and the area where they were involved in this adventure activity by using some appropriate words. He could look to improve upon pronunciation of a few words like art or winding. Maybe some aspects of communication. Communication actually, you see, has got three components of verbal, vocal, and visual. So, especially on visual or vocal aspect, that is the tonality, that could be improved. And body language also a little, wherein more smile, gestures, movements, and tonality of his articulation would be improved. Engagement of audience also would be improved. And I would like to challenge him with avoiding reference to notes and making his body language a little more communicative, as mentioned earlier. And especially because he's taking up this communication as his pathway. Otherwise, I love this speech overall. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Mike.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Prem, for sharing your feedback for Toastmaster Hirendra's speech. Next, let's invite on stage Toastmaster Mohit to share the feedback for Toastmaster Simi's speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mehak. Make sure that Simi is here on the spotlight. Okay, she is. Okay, thank you. Leonardo da Vinci has famously said, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. What I loved most about Simi's speech today was that it was conveyed with such simplicity. A beautiful message, which is very relevant, very important for all of us, was conveyed in such a simple, straightforward, and yet such an effective manner. When Simi said, once upon a time, those 3 words or 4 words, they catch our attention right from the word go, because our minds are tuned to listening to stories. And those were the 4 words with which Simi started. And the flow with which the story, the conversation went, made it in such a way that we did not realize when the time was up and the story was coming to an end. We wanted it to go on and on. It was such a beautiful message. We could all relate, or at least I could relate with that, because I come from a time when we did live in a rock age, when there was no internet, when there was no Wi-Fi, and there were those simple pleasures that we used to enjoy more than scrolling or scrolling that we do these days. So thank you, Toastmaster Simi, for taking us back in time and then bringing us back to a time and making us realize that we should take the best things that we had from the times gone by while we improve in our technology and our innovations ahead. What I also loved or liked was the way you did the body language and the vocal variety. You were having a conversation like style. You were talking to your someone by the name Arush. You said, "Go Arush, go play." Or when you said, "It's okay to get hurt, get up, nothing has happened." All those things were a conversational style that makes a communication, a message even more effective. Having said that, on that note, I would like to further suggest that you add more of the vocal variety by way of even something as simple as volume. Go Arush, meaning a voice increase or a change in the pitch. When Arush is speaking or when you are speaking in someone else's side, then change the pitch to a different one. That would make it more relatable and even more effective. Also, you can do a bit of the screen movement. Currently, you are in the middle of the screen or on one side of the screen. There is more space which you can use the other side of the screen, which will enhance your body movement and the impact of the speech. I would suggest that you watch some videos by the experts. There is a very good recording that we have from Toastmaster Force in our website that you can watch to further enhance your body language and vocal variety. Having said that, I totally loved the speech. It started with something which got us hooked. It went on to talking about things that we could relate with, and it ended in a very subtle manner by reminding us the importance of simple pleasures of life. So continue to do the great way in which you are already putting together your speeches while keeping in mind the things like body language and vocal variety, which could further enhance your message. That's all. Best wishes, Simi, and back to you, Toastmaster Mehak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohit, for sharing the words of encouragement as well as the feedback for Toastmaster Simi's speech. Now, let's have our feedback from the tag team players. So, first up, I would like to invite on stage our timer for the day, Toastmaster Pihu, to share the report with all of us.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I enjoyed every bit of the meeting today. So I loved all of the speeches and I have taken my personal notes for the evaluation shared. So for today's timing report, I would say that the speaker Shivani has finished 1.16 minutes before her actual speech duration. And moving to Toastmaster Hirender's speech, he finished 12 seconds before his maximum speech duration. And Toastmaster Simi, she finished 2 minutes and 16 seconds before her speech time. And coming on to the table topic section, table topic master spoke for around 1.45 minutes, and Toastmaster Seema spoke for 2.32 minutes total. Moving on, Ms. Rashi Jain spoke for 2.2 minutes total. Then Toastmaster Shikha, she spoke for around 1.55 minutes total. And then Toastmaster Prem, he spoke for around 2.06 minutes in total. Then Toastmaster Shivani, She spoke for around 1.14 seconds, 1.14 minutes in total. Then Toastmaster Mukesh, 2.28 minutes. And then Toastmaster Noor Muhammad, 2.57 minutes. Now, moving on to the general evaluation section. Toastmaster Rashi spoke for around 3.10 minutes, and Toastmaster Prem, he spoke for around 2.54 minutes, and Toastmaster Mohit, he spoke for around 3.55 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Piru, for sharing the timers report. Next, let's invite on stage Toastmaster Seema to share the report as the grammarian.
Thank you so much. Well, first and foremost, we all know two pillars of language. They are vocabulary and grammar, right? So as a grammarian, I'm supposed to start first with the positive because we follow commendation, recommendation, and then commendation CRC approach. So I really love the phrases which have been used by our lovely fellow members and the guests. So simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Word of the encouragement. Adventure isn't about thrill. Windy roads of Himachal, down in the snow, out of the blue. These are some of the very wonderful phrases which could be used and further enhance one's language skills. And I must say, some of the words which have been used, such as I have shared, methodical and adversity and lost way, a man wise. The proverb has been used by Hirinder, Arjun, Rashi, and everyone. Please give them a huge round of applause for using it. And none other than one of the persons who has used both things, word of the day as well as the proverb, is Prem Prakash ji. So let's give him a huge round of applause. Now, everyone, I request a timer to please keep on the thing so that I can have a time limit. Okay, now with this, let me move on with the areas of improvement. So one of the participants said table topic section, table topic master, which is so and so. As we are addressing a person, it should be who, right? Not which is used for non-living things. One of the Toastmasters used everyone had, my parents was. So everyone have had, everyone has, because that person was talking about present things. My parent was also supported me, right, would be my parents also supported me, because when we talk about past, we should use the second form of the verb. Now one of the participants said, he have 5 to 7 minutes of speech. Instead, he has 5 to 7 minutes of speech. So instead of have, has should be used. One of the members said, it become a mission. When you're talking about past, I re-mentioned that it should be, it became a mission. Now, one of the participants said, my wife tell me, ... Reven and rafting is horror for her. It should be narration. My wife told me that Reven and rafting were horror for her. Because you are representing a conversation that happened in the past. So narration should be used. And yes, one of the members said, there is no screen time. Well, if you're talking about the life experiences that you had in the past and you're saying to your younger one, then I would like to ask, are you talking or addressing about two sons? If it is one only, then it should be young, right? Not younger. Okay, and there is no screen time. There was no screen time because you're relating and telling us about the past. Household chores, ladies and gentlemen, it should be chores, because chores itself means is household tasks. Alright, with this, last but not the least, beautiful words which I was finding and then I stumbled upon my words were repercussions, bliss, the epic question, terrified. These all were such fantastic words. So all in all, it has been a great segment, and let me tell you everybody, in table topic, I didn't know about my errors. If you had noticed, please let me know. I love to improve myself. Apart from that, I didn't find any error in any of the table topic sections. And specifically, if I talk about the evaluation, kudos to all the table topic speakers, the evaluators, none of them had made even a single error. So all the best, keep learning and growing. And it has been a methodical thing, and trust you me, adversity and loss make a man wise. Thank you. Over to all of you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Seema, for sharing the beautiful evaluation as the Dominion for the day. Let's have on stage Toastmaster Ashish to share his report as the R counter for the meeting.
Thanks, Journal Evaluator Toastmaster Mehek. Am I audible properly?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's begin. So in the last 5 seconds, I've used two so's. So that's how the filler words work. We have somehow habit of filling our speeches with them, and that's what Toastmasters help us to learn through the R counter rule. First and foremost, the largest speaking section was of Toastmaster Arjun. He had quite a rich and amazing content today, and that's one reason as well that he has had the largest number of filler words also. Toastmaster Arjun, I would request you to watch a little bit carefully on the usage of and so in particular, right? So and while and is a conjunction and so is also a conjunction, but sometimes they get used as a filler word. So try to replace those with a pause that will help you to amplify the impact of your speech. Also, these usage of so and was more than 5 times. Like was about 4 times. Was about 2 times, and I think was about 2 to 3 times. So this is how the filler of yours were. In terms of Toastmaster Rashi, the evaluator had two so's, one and, two us, and one I think. But overall, fewer filler words. Rashi, well done. Coming to the evaluation of Toastmaster Prem Prakash, when he was introducing his role, he had two so's and three ands. But when he was sharing his report, he was flawless. So, round of applause for you, Toastmaster Prem. And overall, I think your delivery is one of the most polished ones. So, really, whenever I hear you, I learn a lot. Kudos to Toastmaster Hirendra. His speech was near flawless. I just heard one little and that's amazing when a speaker speaks 6 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Mohit as evaluator had one so when he was introducing, and his evaluation again was flawless. Likewise, Toastmaster Mohit, you never fail to inspire all of us when you are on the stage. Thank you for that. The surprise package of today was Toastmaster Simi. Her speech was flawless. I just could not notice any filler. And that's fabulous job, Simi. That marks the kind of growth which you have had over the years. Amazing, amazing. Keep it up, please. The debutant today was Toastmaster Shivani with her icebreaker. And as a debutant, I must say you did a great job, and like what your evaluator also mentioned, just would request you to keep a watch on your ands and buts. While both of these are conjunctions, sometimes they get used as a filler, and that's what I am observing. And whenever it was conjunction proper usage, I have not counted that. But these are the two I think which you can keep a little bit of a watch. Coming to the table topic master, Toastmaster Megha. Again, a large usage of stage, but very few fillers, about three so's and two ands. Overall, well done, Toastmaster Mega. And your topic were also very interesting. I love the idea of giving the prop. I'll use it sometime also later. Now, coming to our table topic speakers. First one was, okay, I'm not telling in the order. Toastmaster Rashi, you used one so and couple of hours. Overall, good. Toastmaster Seema was flawless. Toastmaster Shikha used couple of hours. Toastmaster Shivam, you used about 5+ ands. There was no other filler words, but usage of and is something which you can look at. Toastmaster Mukesh, near perfect. Only one little and I observed, which was dragging and used like a filler. Overall, well done. Toastmaster Noor, I found your delivery quite polished and quite smooth, but over usage of and is something which you can try and avoid. Now, coming to the last but not the least, I would say one of the person we all should observe very closely when it comes to usage of the fewer filler word is our journal evaluator, Toastmaster Mehak. Mehak, somehow I find you perennial flawless speaker. Right? I think one day you should take a master class on how to avoid it. And with that, I hand over the stage back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashish, for sharing this report with all of us. And now it's my time to share my report as the general evaluator for the meeting today. I would like to highlight some of the areas where we did really well and some of the few suggestions as well so that we can make our meetings more impactful in the future. First up, it was Toastmaster Hirender who kept starting the meeting with great enthusiasm. He shared the ground rules with all of us and handed over the meeting to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Mohit. DTM Mohit Sani shared and brought a unique twist to the presiding officer's role by conducting an interactive quiz around Toastmasters itself. It was informative, it was fun for all of us, and he ensured that each and every participant was engaged here. Everyone, from the guest to the Toastmasters, all were brought in and they were asked questions that was related to the Toastmasters. So, brilliant initiative conducted that allowed even the guests and the new members to learn more about Toastmasters. Kudos to you, GKM Mohit. Coming to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Arjun, he introduced a deeply thoughtful and a spiritual theme this time, narrating stories from the world of Tantra and the Buddhist philosophies, how he shared the concepts of generation stage, merging stage, that and so there were tidbits and the stories that were being shared that were relevant for all of us and which quite an eye opener for all of us. One small suggestion for you, Toastmaster Arjun, would be that during storytelling, you could have also involved guests by posing a question or maybe inciting or getting a reflection from them, like how this theme would have been made more relevant and interactive towards the audience. Other than that, you shared a beautiful story, something which we all of us have learned so far, and the theme was quite polished, so all of us can understand that what you are sharing. We had a great prepared speech segment where there was some insightful speeches that was being conducted and being shared by Toastmaster Shivani, by she shared that icebreaker speech, Toastmaster Hirender, Toastmaster Sinmi. The thought was really beautiful, and coming to the end, that was the theme and the message. The takeaway was really strong from all the three speeches. So good job, and the evaluators get a commendable job sharing your feedback in the CRC approach, that is the commendation, recommendation, and commendation approach. Coming to the table topic segment, the segment was conducted by Toastmaster Mega. Her prompts were really a perfect blend of how they were simple yet challenging, easy to understand, and were quite challenging to create and weave a story out of it. However, all the speakers who came up on stage were able to form a story and they did their best. So kudos to Toastmaster Mega for bringing this short and crisp topics for all of us so that we can improve our speaking skills. Coming to the cat team players, we have Timer, Grammarian, and our counter. Timer Pihu, I really loved the way when you shared the report. She not only mentioned that how much time people have taken, but during the speeches, the time taken, she allowed us to understand that this was the time left or from the maximum time that could have been utilized in the speeches. This showed that how the opportunity has been missed in few of the areas where we could have elaborated or could have spoken more because the time was left. So good job, Toastmaster PU. Maybe we can initiate this kind of in the next segments as well, where we are playing the role of timer. Coming to our grammarian, Toastmaster Seema, she shared the word and the idiom of the day at the appropriate times. Encouraged during the table topics at the general evaluation segment as well by prompting it in the chat box. So good job done, Toastmaster Seema. Coming to our coming to the evaluator, Toastmaster Ashish, while he shared with all of us the great evaluation about the R's and dumps, also shared the fact that how we can improve upon it. And overall evaluation, the meeting was vibrant, well placed, and full of learning. Energy was consistent throughout, starting from the quiz itself. We all were energetic, all were taking part in the meeting. However, there's few recommendations as well. First up, like let's ensure that we have a stable internet connection beforehand. If we are taking up a major role or we are delivering a speech, it would help us avoid distractions and would keep us focused on the content that we are delivering. And second up, let's join the meeting 5 minutes before the scheduled time so that we ensure that we begin on time and everyone gets a chance to settle in and test their audio and the video setup beforehand. In conclusion, we had a strong meeting today with great insights, great speakers, brilliant role players, and which made the session memorable for all of us. Let's carry this momentum forward and take up the recommendations and try to improve upon in our future meetings. With that, I hold the control back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Arjun, to carry forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. I think I'll speak for a bit before we go to the voting. I have some a little more. When do we do the voting?
Toastmaster Arjun, I would request if you can quickly wrap up because we
Yeah,
are
I'm wrapped
already
up.
over time. Yes.
I'm wrapped up. Like, I mean, I can wrap up here only, but I was just asking, like, do we go for voting right now?
Yeah, once you wrap up, then we can do a minute of voting and then
Yeah,
close.
sure. Yeah. So my thing is the conclusion is like all the stuff that I've talked about was just a way to demystify or remove whatever preconceived notions you might have had with regard to the methods of Kashmir Shaivism or Tibetan Buddhism and all that. The basic thing is Tantra is basically that whatever natural response comes in you to a certain sound or a certain picture or a certain image or an idol or an ideal, we use that. And the Western people and obviously there are going to be certain rituals regarding to the most powerful drive that we as humans have is like the sex drive. And when the Western people found this out 100 years ago, they just completely butchered it, and then we took that image of a tantra on ourselves. Ki, okay, yeah, this is what it is. It is like almost like how when the Italians was pizza was only famous in a very particular region of Italy, but then they discovered that the Americans really like pizza, and so then because the Americans like pizza, the whole of Italy started liking pizza, and that to American style. I mean, it's like all messed up. The prerequisites to practicing any kind of tantra is like you have to have so much discipline beforehand, so much like you have to show that you are committed. You have to show you don't get initiations easily, and especially if you look at the description of the especially the sex ritual in tantra, it is like so boring. It is neither. It doesn't sound fun at all. It is like so. It is not even romantic. It is not even. And it is nothing. It is like the most boring thing you can imagine. But uh, and even all the stuff that I talked about going to cremation grounds, about doing all these visualizations, you have to have these initiations. So I would suggest that since we are the land that originated these techniques, we should at least have a clear understanding, and we should not buy what the Western like sensationalized version is. So that was my hope with this little presentation here. And I hope that you will all go a little bit more educated and and not so ignorant. So over to you. I think we'll do the voting right.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. Yes, indeed, you've covered a topic today which is quite unusual. And yes, we do have our own notions and our own interpretations of all of that. I was surprised that this word swatantrata, which we often use, has tantra in it. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
definitely taking a lot back from the discussion today. Thanks. And yes, with that, we come to an end of this amazing, inspiring meeting. And if you haven't already voted, then please do give your vote for the best speaker, best role player, and also any other feedback that you might have for the meeting. We'll give 1 minute for that, and in interest of time, we'll be calling out the winners and sharing the details in the WhatsApp groups. For the guests, I would like to take a moment to thank you for being here till the very end. And would like to call out at least one or two people who can share their feedback very briefly. And if you would like to join us as members, we are open to adding more members. Feel free to join us. Reach out to me or Deepak, who is our vice president of membership. So yes, Bonnie, maybe I can start with you. You've joined back after a while. How was your sort of notion of the meeting today?
I think it was able to meet my expectation because I have seen that many times, like especially in online meetings, there are many, or should I say, multiple hiccups, and fortunately, we did not see them, and which is, I would say, which goes on to prove that the presence of the seasoned Toastmasters has been able to like take this club to new heights, and it will keep taking it to new heights. And yes, as regards joining is concerned, I would be getting in touch with you for that. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you, Bonnie, for sharing that. Uh, let's see, who else do we have? Narendra, are you a guest? Would you like to share your views about today's meeting briefly? Okay, it looks like Narendra is trying to keep it with himself for
Oh,
now.
sorry, actually, I was. Thanks, Mohit. I
Sure.
mean, this is the first time I'm joining Toastmaster, and I mean, I tried multiple times in past, but couldn't do it. But I really enjoyed. I mean, there was so many learning from this session for me. I joined little late today, but I'm very excited for the future. I mean, I'll try to join it regularly. I mean, so many folks who have different style of speaking, and at the end, the review is it's a good learning session. So I mean, I really enjoyed it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for sharing, Narendra. And yes, do get in touch with us. Are you a part of the WhatsApp groups? Are you connected with any of us?
Uh, I mean, I'm the part of WhatsApp group, but I have not connected with anyone in person or in
Okay.
one to
Sure.
one.
Feel free to reach any one of us. Happy to take it forward in case you want to join us.
Sure.
All right, let's do a picture. Can we have everybody's videos turned on just for a moment?
Toastmaster Mohit, can I speak just one sentence?
Yes, please go ahead.
I do have a small message for Toastmaster Shivani, because Toastmaster Shivani, I believe that you were delivering your icebreaker today. And in that speech itself, you had mentioned the kind of support that you have received from the members of this club. And let me reiterate, like, that you are at the right place, among the right people, right set of people. And only thing that you need to make sure is just keep participating. Do not miss any meeting until it is really very urgent. That's it.
Yeah, I'm regular on this platform, so I enjoyed every session.
Thank you, Bonnie, for sharing that. Definitely, those are words of wisdom coming from somebody who's gained immensely from Toastmasters journey himself. And I think the Bonnie Mehra that we see here today is very different from the one who would have joined Toastmasters. Was it for 3 years or so back?
Yes, I would be completing 4 years in September this year. So effectively, it's been 3 years because I am myself inactive for last many months.
Okay, that's great. Okay. All right. There are quite a few videos switched on. So time for clicking a picture. Toastmaster Arjun, please suggest a pose.
Of course. Uh, I don't know.
Just give a pose. We can't understand you still.
We do have a pose in gallery, Mogambo's photo.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay, let's go with that. Let's try to enact that pose. All right. Hmm. Who's clicking? Mehak, are you clicking? I can't do everything together.
Just a second. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I have picked 2 pictures.
All right. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Let's carry the inspiration, the learning, and the laughter into the next week. Wish you the best and see you next week. Thank you and bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
We formally
Thank
close
you.
the
Bye
meeting
bye.
now. Bye.